And the reason that it wasn't in the cards is because last night, as I was planning for the show, or I was kind of getting my notes together of the different things that I wanted to tackle based off of what I had seen over the weekend, last night, one of the things that hit the news, and it was very, very important for us to cover, not something that I necessarily agreed with, but last night, it hit the news and the airways, and the big caveat or the big thing was Jay Z now being accused of getting with a 13-year-old along with Diddy back in 2000. Check it out.
Rap and media mogul Jay Z now accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Sean Diddy Combs. Now, this lawsuit was originally filed back in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Diddy as the defendant. But it was just refiled today to include Jay Z now, whose real name is Sean Carter. Of course, he's the husband of Beyonce. The anonymous accuser alleging the assault occurred after she was driven to an after party following the MTV Video Music Awards. The suit says she was offered a drink that made her feel, quote, woozy, lightheaded, and felt like she needed to lie down. Shortly after, the suit claims Jay-Z and Diddy entered the room where she was resting, eventually sexually assaulting her. And now, just in the last hour, we are hearing from Jay-Z and his team of lawyers. They are denying the claim and say that they are the victims of blackmail, saying, quote, I will not give you one red penny, and my only heartbreak is for my family.
Let me stop there and let me give my opinion. I see my dog wealth building journey. He says Jaguar was actually right. You know, I pray, I pray on everything that as I continue to become more successful, and in 2025, when I'm passing through my hotel lobby, that somebody don't see me ever in life and then be like, hey man, Anton, he eyed me, side at me, and then he slapped me in the back of my neck. And then somebody don't pop up in the chat and say, see, I knew Anton did it. Where did we get off automatically convicting people in the court of public opinion? I'm so confused with that because just a few years ago, we were sitting here as guys saying we don't believe in the Me Too movement. Honest to God, and let me say this because sometimes I say stuff that the majority of the people that don't agree with me, and that's cool. A lot of people don't agree with me. I don't necessarily operate in the echo chamber, so I'm cool with that. But I just gotta be honest. And I'm not honest for the fact of being popular right now. I'm honest because, later on, I like to say I told you so. Just a few years ago, we were saying, hey man, what is this Me Too movement thing? You can't just accuse people and think that you're gonna get a payout as a result of it. Connie says you don't have a reputation for that though, Anton. It doesn't matter if people have a reputation or not. The law says innocent until proven guilty. A. B. How come there's never a criminal complaint? And then C. How come there's always a lawsuit? I don't believe anybody by default until they can prove that it's the truth. You're not ever, ever, ever under any circumstances. I could hate you and you can be my enemy. It could be the very person that I have at the top of my list of the person that I hate the most. But in no way, shape, or form do I do three things. Number one, I do not wish death on people. Number two, I don't by default wish jail on somebody unless you are convicted of a crime, you are proven to be guilty, and then you do need to serve your time. And number three, I do not wish for people to not be able to provide for their family. Those are my three things that I do not wish on people. I don't wish for somebody to go broke as far as not being able to provide for their family. I believe, regardless of whether I agree with you or not, you could be as sassy as hell, but it doesn't take away your right to be able to provide for your family and operate as a human. Number two, I don't wish jail on people just because I don't like them. And number three, I don't wish death on people. I don't. I genuinely don't. So nothing lines up for me. Nothing for this lines up for me. Let me go ahead and continue to play it.
Joining us now to break this all down as it's happening, News Nation law and justice contributor, former FBI special agent Jennifer Coffendorfer. Jennifer, thanks for.
Stacey Hogan says, why are people defending him? Who's defending him? I just don't believe half of what y'all say, Stacey. Stacey, if you came up and you said somebody did something to you, I wouldn't believe you by default either. I believe in the justice system and it's innocent until proven guilty. What do you mean? Why would I believe him? Why would I believe her? We don't even know her. We don't even see her. You don't even know what she looked like. You ain't never met her a day in your life. So somebody could just say anything, and then we just by default supposed to believe them. Why? Because he's a celebrity?
For staying with us on this.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And so we just received a response from the victim's lawyer, really just in the last few minutes. Take a look. This is on social media. A lawyer, Tony Busby, saying Jay-Z has, quote, tried to bully and harass me and this plaintiff, but his conduct has had the opposite impact. He goes on to say that the allegations speak for themselves, and he will let the facts come out in court,
I'm going to
not in
address
the media.
Assad later on in this program.
What do you make of this
program.
real-time back and forth that we're seeing between these two parties tonight?
Well, it is interesting, and I think it's because Jay-Z came out so strongly and said, listen, I'm going to go after you. And then he filed a suit quickly on the heels of the other suit against Busby and the accusers. So because of that, you're seeing this taunting sort of back and forth in the media.
Do you believe that we may see Jay-Z face
I know,
a
Jay,
judge?
I'm going to get there.
And if so, when would we see him in court? Any indication there yet?
Well, we're definitely going to see him, I believe, on this suit. There are so many details. You know, they describe a house, a driveway, another woman being there. They discuss about a driver taking her. So she's locked into this story now, and that means there could be additional witnesses to corroborate her story or refute the story.
Yeah, I know you've mentioned the specificity of the details really stand out to you in this filing. Do you find it strange that the filing originally did not include Jay-Z, just Diddy, and now Jay-Z is suddenly added today? I mean, does that make Jay-Z's addition in any way less credible, or is this not in fact so unusual?
That's so weird to me. So wait a minute, you telling me? Because again, it doesn't line up for me. For me, it don't line up. So you can file an original lawsuit to say Diddy. Now you're going to take that lawsuit back and you're going to refile it to also include Jay-Z. And Jay didn't wait. Jay wasn't silent about it. He was like, listen, you're not going to get one damn out of me. You're not getting one damn out of me. I'm not settling, and the only thing that I'm angry about is how it's affecting my family. Only thing that I'm angry about is how it's affecting my family. Hey, where the parents at? Where the parents at? I'm just curious, just trying to figure it out. Where's the parents at? Why was the lawsuit amended to now all of a sudden include somebody else? Was he not a part of the original story that she said when she went to the lawyer? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. This ain't even a criminal complaint. This is not even a criminal complaint. This is a civil suit. This means that you going for money. So your lawyer, because this is what's being reported. I did a little bit of research early this morning when I woke up. So this is what's being reported. The lawyer actually went after Jay. They never filed a lawsuit at first. They went to Jay and said, hey, listen, my client feels some type of way about it and we want a settlement. This is what's being reported. My client feeling some type of way and they want a settlement. So listen, we don't have to file this lawsuit and publicly try to embarrass you and tie you to Diddy if you just want to make sure that you go ahead and get that payment. And Jay said, nah, listen, the minute that you do anything, I'm going to file a lawsuit back against you and I'm coming for you. So you going to shake me down? And you know why they're able to do that? Because it's easy to finesse the people and believe in whatever it is that you want them to believe. This is the whole reason why the Me Too movement got moving in the first place.
It's not unusual when they're still digging up information and facts to prove the allegations that they're trying to make. In addition, remember, This 13-year-old says there's a female there. That has not been disclosed either. That will be very interesting because she could be culpable in this as well.
Yeah, that is interesting. Do you expect we are going to be seeing other celebrity names added and refiled in other lawsuits involving Diddy?
I do. I think this really has a web that wraps around many different people, and I think we're going to see a lot more people named.
So let me go to another report because I always like to use multiple different sources. Uh, let's see what they got to say on this new development.
And now to that emphatic and determined denial from one of the most recognizable names in the world.
NBC News was the first to report that Jay-Z is being accused of raping a 13-year-old girl at a party back in 2000.
Tonight, NBC4's Camilla Rambaldi is in our newsroom with more on the new lawsuit. Camilla.
Jonathan and Kathy, the accuser in this civil lawsuit is only being identified as Jane Doe. The suit was initially filed back in October.
Nah, I think people should need to reveal themselves. And I also believe that if somebody accused somebody of something and it's proven that they lied, I think that they should have to do the same thing or whatever was going to happen to the person that they accused. That's what I think should happen personally. I think, and that's how we can get rid of all of this stuff. I think that people that accuse people of things, if they found to lie and if they finesse, I believe that they should have to receive the same sentence or whatever it is that the payout for whatever it is that they're accusing the other person of. That's my personal belief.
In New York, Sean Diddy Combs was listed as a defendant. Jay-Z's name was added to the lawsuit that was refiled today.
That's insane.
Bombshell allegations Sunday against Jay-Z. A civil lawsuit is accusing the rapper, whose legal name is Sean Carter, of allegedly raping a 13-year-old at a house party in New York with Sean Diddy Combs after the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000. NBC News was the first to break the story. The lawsuit was filed by Texas attorney Tony Busby, who also represented socialite Rebecca Grossman, the woman convicted of second-degree murder in a crash that killed 2 boys in Westlake Village. Here's entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas.
So there's no telling what other bombshells and allegations are going to be coming out when it comes to Sean Combs, either against him or naming other celebrities. And I think that all we can do is continue to stay on the story. And I think that it's not just Busby. There are other attorneys filing these civil complaints. And also keep in mind that New York prosecutors, they are still in that grand jury process trying to bring a superseding indictment against Combs. So that could mean more criminal charges.
A statement from Carter Sunday, which also included personal accusations against Busby, reads in part, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?"
That's what Jay said. Jay said, I'm standing on business. Jay said, these allegations, think about this for a second, because again, I know that women, they can't wait to jump on the bandwagon of the person that they used to support. Y'all was all for him when he was talking about Trayvon Martin. Y'all was all with it when y'all was talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion inside of these organizations like the NFL. Y'all was all with him when he was talking about bail reform over there in New York City. Y'all was absolutely all on this tip and was like, I love Jay-Z, New York. Y'all was all with him. Y'all was all with him. Jay said, listen, don't come to me for money. These allegations, this is what he said. This is a statement. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you, I want you, don't come to me talking about no money. I implore you to file a criminal complaint and not a civil one. Is that fair? Is that fair? Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? I agree. These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that's the case. I don't really know where we would disagree on that. Why is this not a criminal complaint and it's a civil? If you want justice, why are you not trying to get me locked up, but instead you chasing money? Why are you not trying to get me locked up? You should be filing a criminal complaint. I don't really understand why is this not.
These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. The statement goes on to say, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down."
I think what's significant.
I think that that's fair. I think that that's fair. That's the one thing that I cannot understand for the life of me. It's the one thing that I cannot understand for the life of me. Why are people, if they want justice, sending their lawyers to shake down these people? I remember back in the day, was it Will Smith and a bunch of other celebrities? They said that they receive tens, if not hundreds, of lawsuits every single year. Every single year. And they have to pick and choose which ones would be worth it and how much it's going to cost them, because that's just the cost of doing business in a general sense. I'm just not going for it. I don't. I don't. I don't believe anybody by default. I think it's a popular thing to do and it's a dangerous precedent to set, because usually what happens is just a trickle down effect. You know what happened as a result of that New York Survivors Act and what happened over there in LA? You know what happened? There was lawsuits against thousands, and I mean thousands of people, regular everyday people that you've never even heard about before, because it was a shakedown. I'm amazed. I'm amazed how easily finessed y'all are. Y'all believe anything. Believe anything. It's amazing to me. Just a couple years ago, y'all was like, man, this Me Too movement is crazy.